Hi, I'm Dr. Dana Winchester, founder of the Winchester Institute of Chiropractic Health and Wellness. As a leader in the health and wellness field, it is our responsibility to help others through community outreach and service. Our doctors take pride in educating each of our patients on a wellness model of healthcare and emphasize nutrition-based disease prevention. During this time when stress, anxiety, and fear are present, taking care of your health is most important. In this presentation, Dr. Brian Hoggett will remind you how our choices affect everything, from how well we perform our daily work functions to how we work with others. Everything from the foods we eat to how well we sleep will determine our productivity. Let us teach you how to work smarter, not harder.
Hey everyone, this is Dr. Brian from the Winchester Institute. I'm working from home today and I have some important information about ways that you can be more resilient and improve your efficiency in the workplace. First, I want to start off with a study that was done in the 1950s by a man named Jeremy Morris, who looked at London bus drivers, the double-decker buses that they used to have, and it found that the drivers who were sedentary for most of the day were twice as likely to have heart attacks than the conductors, which had to run up and down the stairs almost unavoidably to collect everyone's tickets. What's unusual about this is that the drivers and the conductors are from the same socioeconomic class. They're going through the same routes every day. They're getting the same pay. Pretty much everything about them is similar except for the level of activity. And this has a lot of implications about how we work today in 2020 and looking forward into 2021. The unavoidable truth is that we're still living in a pandemic. COVID-19 has completely changed how we work, specifically people who are now working from home, who may find that they're sitting longer, they're sitting with worse posture on the couch, they have unlimited access to their refrigerator, which is leading them to make unhealthy food choices throughout the day. And the worst part of it is that we're not even less stressed than we were before. We're actually more stressed being at home more often than before when we were able to go out to work. Everything that I'm about to tell you, you already know. I'm just here to explain why these are good things to follow and what it can do for your health in the long run. So for this next year, we're setting our New Year's resolutions. This would be a great one to set, is to change your health. Improve your lifestyle. Now, we know that habits are very difficult to break. People used to say that it took 21 days to change a habit. The new science is actually telling us anywhere from 14 to 256 days with an average of 66 days. So basically it takes around 2 months for you to set in place really good lifestyle changes. You can make up excuses for yourself like, oh, I can't sit like that. I can't take a 2-minute break. I'm way too busy. I can't sleep unless I'm on my stomach. I hear this one a lot in the clinic, but the truth is you can change the way you sleep. You can change the way you work. It just takes time and repetition, 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 repetition. See, repetition legitimizes things and it makes it a lot easier. When you repeat something enough times, it becomes unconscious or subconscious and you do it without even thinking about it, which is really the best way to kind of improve your life, is to not even think about it. It shouldn't even be an effort to eat healthy. It should just be an automatic thing that you do. You brush your teeth every day because you were taught as a child to do it and you repeated the action enough times that it became, repetition. Okay, so there was another study, moving on, from a medical doctor from the Mayo Clinic who looked at 2 different groups of adults, one who logged less than 2 hours a day in front of the TV, and another group of adults that spent over 4 hours of their day watching TV. And he found that in the group that spent more time sitting watching TV, they had a nearly 50% increased risk of death from any cause. It didn't even matter if it was health related or not. They were just 50% more likely to die, which is very strange. On top of that, they had a 125% increased risk of events associated with cardiovascular disease, such as chest pain, which we call angina, or a heart attack. And really important to note, this isn't just sitting in front of a TV, this is sitting anywhere. This is sitting at work, behind the wheel of a car. What's more, spending a few hours a week at the gym doesn't really offset the risk alone of sitting for long periods of time. As with most things in health, it's the combination of events throughout your day that make the most impact. Small daily choices can make a huge impact on long-term health, mental activity, and productivity. One of the best ways we can do this is giving your body the right nutrients. Eating well, similar to all components of preventative health care, is like compound interest on a bank account. The more we stay on track and invest in our health, the better your body will function for the long haul. Again, think about something that you can change today to improve your life tomorrow. For instance, did you know that if you ate fish twice a week, just twice a week, it's enough to significantly lower your risk of heart attack because of the omega-3 fatty acids? So next time you go to the store, stop by the deli and get some fish. It's good for you, and it tastes good too. Come on. But what isn't going to be easy is eliminating processed foods out of our diet. And it's scary because according to the USDA, nearly half of our calories out of a day are attributed to added fats and sweeteners from processed foods. That's around 1,000 calories. In comparison, we only get 424 calories from dairy, fruits, and vegetables combined. In fact, only 1 in 10 adults in the US consume the federal fruit or vegetable recommendations, according to a new study published in the CDC. If we look at this pie chart about where we're getting our calories from food, 63% of our calories are obtained from processed foods. Those are added fats, oils, sugars, and refined grains. White bread, microwave dinners, popcorn chicken, French fries, things like that. And really, processed foods are defined as any type of food that has undergone a transformation before it gets to your plate as a consumer. So this could be cutting, it could be washing, it could be pasteurization, heating, but we want to be careful. Not all processed foods are bad just because they are washed or cut, but the highly processed foods that have been injected with sweeteners, fats, added sugars for flavor, dyes, things like that, those are going to be affecting your health the most. Instead, focus on whole foods. Focus on eating ingredients rather than meals even. That's a great way to keep your meals healthy. More real foods with color, variety, organic if you can. Keep in mind the timing that you're eating these meals, and you want to be consistent. Don't run to the fridge at midnight because it's going to ruin your sleep and the food is not going to be processed as effectively. Oh, and here's a great one that you can do at work. Just don't eat. Try fasting. Skip lunch. Science has proven that the brain in a fasted state works faster, more effectively. We're more energetic. We're more focused. And this all relates back to, in evolution, when we were hungry, our brains had to work harder to find food so that we could survive. In the workplace, if you're hungry, your brain will work harder to get your work done in a more effective manner. Okay, the next thing that I want you to fix to be better at work is your sleep. Okay, sleep is very important. It's a metabolism booster, an anti-ager. It builds your muscles and it improves your immune system. Everyone needs around 7 to 8 hours per night. Not 6, not 5, 7 to 8. We used to think that adults didn't need as much sleep as children because our bodies weren't growing as fast, but it turns out that's not actually true. Your sleep needs don't really decrease that much as you get older. And this is for a number of reasons. One, when you sleep, you're laying down, it gives your spine a chance to resorb all the moisture that the discs have pressed out over time. It allows you to lengthen back up and get ready on for the next day. The other thing it does is it prevents your telomeres from shortening. Telomeres are basically these caps for your DNA strands that are on the first part and the last part. They're the ends of the DNA strand. And over time, as polymerase is running down the DNA and making mRNA, which makes protein, the ends can become frayed, and over time, the signal that makes proteins, which ultimately builds your body, can become distorted, and you end up making proteins that aren't very functional and they don't work as well. This is why people get older. We really didn't have a reason, but it turns out over time, nothing stops these telomere caps from shortening, but sleep does prevent the caps from shortening, which will help you live longer and stay young longer. And if you're addicted to your phone, that's also going to wreck your sleep, because the light that comes off of your phone goes to your eyes and sends a message to your brain, tricking it into thinking that it's daytime. And when your brain, it sees the light, it goes, oh my gosh, it's daytime. I have to wake up. That's why you get a second wind at midnight or 11 p.m. when you're on your phone on Facebook. So a great thing to do would be charge your phone and keep it on a bedside table or a dresser, out of sight, out of mind. It's going to be a great way to help you get better sleep. Okay, the next thing is to create a sit-stand movement plan. This is one of my favorites because it's just so easy. You'd have to be a fool not to do it. Okay, it goes back to the story I was telling you about the researcher with the London bus drivers found that if you're sitting, you're basically wasting away. Standing is the best way to preserve your health and stay young forever. Okay, the reason that being is when you're sitting, you have all this pressure being put on the discs of your spine. And over time, you can develop degenerative disc disease, disc herniations, disc bulges, which cause pain, tingling, and also they just decrease your quality of life. So standing straight up puts about 100 millimeter mercury pressure on the intervertebral discs. Sitting puts 140 millimeters of mercury pressure. And if you slouch, it goes up to even more, around 190. So the best thing you could do is stand. Well, the best thing you could do would be to lay down flat on your back in a neutral position. That only puts about 25 millimeters mercury pressure, and it's as low as we can get it, really. This is one of the reasons why sleep is so beneficial to our spines, is that when you're laying down for a long period of time, it takes off all the pressure from your back. When you're sitting at work, it's important that you want to be taking frequent short breaks or micro breaks. Every 20 minutes, stand for 5 minutes or walk around the office to improve your circulation, get your mental clarity back, and again, it'll save the discs in your back. If you work from a standing desk, we recommend the maximum time to be standing is 30 minutes, and then take a seat for 10 minutes to give your knees a break. So this is all great, but when you are working for 20 minutes at your desk, it's really important that you're working correctly. You want to make sure that your keyboard is sitting in your lap. You want your shoulders to be relaxed. You don't want to be up here trying to type on your keyboard because you're going to be uncomfortable if you have to work for a long amount of time. The other thing that's going to save your back is if you assume a more standing-like posture in your chair. So this means leaning back in the chair so that your hips are flexed a little bit and that your knees are almost straight. And remember, make sure that you're moving around. You don't want to be uncomfortable and static. The joints of your body only get nutrients when they're moving, okay? So the longer that you're staying still, the less nutrients those joints are getting over time. Okay, so the last piece of advice that I have is when you're working in the office and you want to make sure that you're standing up more. Hold on a second. Okay, did you see what I did just there? As soon as you get a phone call, it's always a great idea just to stand up to give yourself a break from sitting down. There's really no reason you should be sitting in a chair to make a phone call. So whenever the phone rings, it gives you a great opportunity to stand up and improve your health and stay young forever. Okay, number 4, maintain a positive mindset. This is a choice, and we often have to remind people of this, but you can choose to think positively. Our brain is instinctually wired for survival, which ultimately leads to thinking with anxiety, to be depressed, to be critical, to worry. But it's time to retrain those thoughts because we don't live in caves, hunting mammoths, for food anymore. We don't have to think that way. And a negative attitude can upset the body's hormone balance, and actually it's worse for your immune system. So it's going to take you longer to recover from sickness, more likely to get sick. in the first place. Poorly managed or repressed anger can lead to high blood pressure, heart attack, digestive problems, and infection. The last thing you can do to take care of yourself is to take care of your spine and your nervous system. So we all have pretty much the same build-up on Earth. We have a nervous system, a musculoskeletal system, and a foundation system. Chiropractic care aims to coordinate all three of these systems for an optimally functioning body. And remember, you only have one body in this life. So invest in yourself because you're worth it. You want to live a long time and you want to enjoy your later years. This is one of the ways that you can do that. Chiropractic, if you aren't familiar with it, comes from the Greek root word chiro, meaning done by hand only or of the hands. It's a holistic approach to managing one's health that focuses on the relationship between the body's structure and its function. We are the largest healthcare profession that does not prescribe drugs or do surgery. And everything that we do is backed by research. Again, thank you for your time. As a quick recap, one of the best ways that you can make small changes in your day would be start eating a vegetable, maybe broccoli. Start eating broccoli every day. Definitely start eating fish twice a week to lower your risk of stroke and heart attack. Make sure that you're standing up more at work. Every time that you get a phone call, I want you to start standing up. There's really no reason that you should be sitting down that much. I want you to start going in to get adjusted to improve your spinal health. I want you to start thinking positively and start moving. Exercise regularly. This doesn't have to be in a gym. It could just be taking a walk every morning. If you have a dog, take your dog on a walk. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to call or email the Winchester Institute. Our number is 614-760-5555. Mention our special discount code for a $50 new patient exam. Stay well. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you guys have a great day.
Thank you for taking the time to watch our mini presentation. We hope you can take some of these well principles and incorporate them into your life, starting right now. At the Winchester Institute, our services are aimed at restoring complete health to your body as a whole. Let us help you replenish your mind and body by becoming a new patient. We are offering a unique $50 new patient visit to our practice. We will extend this offer through February 1st, 2021. Please use the code ONEBODY. We cannot wait to take great care of you.